Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video. I don't know what to title this series, but it's just going to be my UFC Fight Night predictions. Well, not even Fight Night, just UFC predictions weekends. This weekend we got Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez. Let's get straight into it. So I was doing a little bit of my studying earlier today and picking my things when I saw that this website, it may have a glitch or something, the Johns versus Matsumoto fight. It's showing up super weird on the format, and you can see it right here in the video, but yeah. Getting straight into the opener, we got Cody Brundage versus Eric Mikonico. Mikonico, I guess that's how you say it. Yeah, this one I got Cody Brundage. I just think the caliber of fighters he's faced have been way better. I mean, Eric Mikonico seems like he's new on the scene. He does have a 5-inch reach advantage, but I don't know what his wrestling's like. Cody Brundage was a collegiate wrestler, if I do remember correctly, and he has fought with tougher dudes. Been on the end of some iffy split decisions, but, you know, I just got Cody Brundage winning this one. Both coming off losses. I think Minico's most recent loss was actually a knockout, whereas Cody Brundage, I believe, got subbed. So I'm going Cody Brundage on this one. Next up, we got Gabriela Fernandez versus Julia Stolyarenkov. Stolyarenkov. Something like that. I'm going Gabriela. Looking into their records, Gabriela just more dominance in her fights. Reach is identical, you know. Julia, I believe, hasn't fought in over a year, so pretty big layoff. She has no KOs to her name. She may be, from the looks of it, she's a sub-artist, right? But I just don't see her winning this one. I got Gabriela. Next up, we got Uros Medic versus Gilbert Urbina. I remember Gilbert Urbina was on the Tough, the Ultimate Fighter. He was on the last one I watched, him, Brian Battle. I went into this before. And on this one, you know, Medic is more of a veteran in the UFC, even though he only has, you know, like 4 more fights, or what, 13 and 11. So really only 2 more fights, you know, being Serbian, you know, the environment of the Eastern Europe, I think he's more seasoned, but Urbina comes from a fighting family. So I think this one's a toss-up. Both coming off of losses. I want to go with Urbina, though. And I believe the odds were in Medic's favor. So I'm going to go Urbina on this one on the upset underdog. Next up, we got Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Sorry, bro. We're going to go Jocelyn on this one. I think this one's a no-brainer. Priscilla's very streaky, up and down. I mean, Jocelyn seems to be getting her stride together. Almost missed weight. I believe her, Urbina, Anthony Hernandez, a couple fighters took 2 chances to weigh in, but they all made weight. So, but like I said, I'm going to go Jocelyn Edwards on this one. She's more dominant. She seems like she's getting it together, starting to be on weight. I know she was having some weight cut issues. If that weight cut is as bad as I think, I still have her winning. Yeah, Priscilla, I believe I saw Priscilla's couple last fights, you know, and she doesn't seem like she's there, man. But they're both coming off wins, and in this one, I got Jocelyn. In this one, we got the bantamweight division. We got Elijah Smith, huge underdog, I believe, or huge favorite. I believe it was like minus 900 to win this one, versus Toshiomi Kazuma, Elijah Smith. Yeah, not much to say about that one. I just got Elijah Smith. The featured prelim, I guess you could call it, is Julius Walker versus Rafael Quiqueria. I know for a fact I said that wrong. Both coming off of losses. Julius Walker's first professional loss, 6-1. I got Julius on this one. He is also a big favorite in this one. I believe he used to play a lot of sports before he got into MMA. You know, 6'4", I believe he was a basketball player. Just want to check out his recent loss. Yeah, so his debut was actually a fill-in, I believe. He filled in for somebody, and he faced Menefield. And, you know, Menefield beat him. But I think Julius, you know, he's still new to the UFC. And, you know, he's not facing a slouch. This guy is pretty chiseled. But I got Julius in this one. I think he has the skills. He has A little bit of a reach advantage. But this should be an interesting fight. Two tall guys, light heavyweight. Starting off the main card, we got Eric Anders versus CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan. I'm going Christian Leroy Duncan on this one, CLD, because the quality of his wins I feel like are better. It seems to be like he's a fresher fighter. I'm not sure on the ages, but he just seems like a younger fighter in fight history. Eric Anders, he's been in the UFC for a long time, man. He's faced some dogs, so he's going to have more experience, but I do have CLD winning this one just based off the freshness. And CLD has a reach advantage. Not much more I can say about this one. I know Eric Anders has been around for a while, so we're going to go CLD on this one. So next up, it's kind of scuffed with the formatting of the UFC website, so blame UFC, not me. We got Miles Johns versus John Matsumoto, which is a pretty sick last name for a Brazilian, mind you. We're going to go Matsumoto. Yeah, not much to say. Next up, we got Andre Touchy-Feely versus C-Rod's Christian Rodriguez. You know, looking into this one, I didn't know Andre Feely has been in the UFC for so long. He's faced like Max Holloway. He's faced Yair Rodriguez. He's been in the UFC for like years, man. I think since like 2017, 18, 19, something like that. He's been in the UFC for years, so he's a staple, right? But C-Rod, he is a dog too. He took away Raul Rosas's O. He took away Austin Bashy's O, who we saw him last week, and Austin Bashy got back in the win column. I'm going to go C-Rod on this one. I think he finds a way. He lost his last one, both coming off of losses, but Andre Feely got knocked out pretty bad in his last one, and I believe Christian got subbed in his last one. So it's a different type of, ending to their losses, but Andre Feely has the height advantage, the reach advantage, but I think C-Rod gets in there and he gets it done. If we look at a little bit of stats here, we know Feely is probably going to have an advantage on the feet, but I think when it gets to the floor, I believe it'll probably be an edge towards C-Rod. As we can see, his submission per 15 minutes is over 4 times as much as Feely, so Feely's not really going for the sub. And from his record, he's been around for a while. Feely, he's a streaky guy, but I think if it gets to the ground, he's cooked. Yeah, just my opinion. Now we're getting up into the later stages of the card. We got Aismin Lucendo versus Angela Hill. Funny enough, I saw Angela Hill at a grappling tournament I went to a couple weeks back with my homie, and I'm like, that's Angela Hill. I didn't say nothing, keep it cool. I don't want to blow her spot or whatever, but yeah, I didn't know she was in my area and she was active in the jiu-jitsu scene like that. But yeah, and I'm sorry, Angela, but I got to go with Lucendo on this one. Lucendo on this one because of the age and the caliber of fighter she's been fighting recently. She's been fighting higher talent, and I wouldn't be mad if I got this one wrong. Angela is showing that veterans can still hang is dope. But I think Lucendo just has more fight life left than Angela. Angela's been around for so long. And the thing is, she's been around for so long and she's 18-14. She has a lot of wins and losses in the UFC. So I'm not sure if she'll get this one done. That's why I'm leaning towards Lucendo. I think she's younger and hungrier and, has more life in the game and is, I guess, more of a younger fighter, both in age and in fight life. Getting up to the co-main, bantamweight, we got Steve Erceg versus Ode Osborne. And I do like Ode, and he had a good win last time out. Steve Erceg, though, has faced tougher opponents. He did get starched by KKF, but he faced Pantoja, KKF, Moreno. That's 3 straight losses, but it is to the cream of the crop. That is like top 5 guys in the division. Ode Osborne, on the other hand, he has been, teetering, and he gets wins, he gets losses, but he's kind of like a gatekeeper of the top 10, I feel like, for bantamweight division. And this is a bantamweight fight. Wow, so Steve Erceg went up in weight because these guys are flyweights. So that's strange. They went up. 10 more pounds on both of these guys, I probably would be leaning towards Ode. I really had Steve Erceg winning this in the 125ers, but they're at 135 now, so I'm kind of second guessing myself. Ode has the reach. I like Ode, but I think I'm going to stick with Steve Erceg on this one. I think he just gets it done on the feet. Ode's best bet is going to the ground. Steve Erceg's ground game got exposed versus Pantoja. A little bit versus Moreno. I think they were standing more of that fight. But, yeah, Erceg keeps this standing. He wins. Ode gets this to the ground and kind of dominates. Similar recipe to Pantoja. Ode can get it done. But I'm going to go Steve Erceg. I think this one doesn't leave the second round. Getting on to the main event of the evening. The two men in which this fight card was built upon, as John Anik likes to say. We got Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez in the middleweight division. This one has some complications, right? We got a number 9 ranked Dolidze, number 10 ranked Anthony Hernandez in the middleweight division. Dolidze, he's no slouch. Both of these guys are no slouches, right? And if you're kind of going off of recency or just off of looks, you would kind of think Dolidze takes this one, right? And he is the favorite. Or I believe Anthony's the favorite, but I think the quality of wins Anthony Hernandez has is better than Dolidze's experience. Dolidze's been in the UFC longer than Anthony, but I don't think Roman's taking the next step. I think he's pretty much at his peak. I think Anthony has a little bit more in the gas tank. It depends what form he's in this fight. As I said before, he did have to, weigh in twice. The first measurement was off, but he did make the weight the second. So this one should be an interesting one. I think Anthony, I think he gets a finish. I think he gets a sub. I don't see a knockout in this one. I don't see either of these guys getting a KO. If there was a KO, I'd probably say Dolidze gets it if Anthony gasses out. But if Anthony doesn't gas out, sticks to his game plan, whatever that may be. I got Anthony on this one. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you also watch UFC, like, comment, subscribe. I do want to get more UFC content going as I myself am becoming a martial artist, training jiu-jitsu and hopefully kickboxing soon. That's another story for another time. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have similar picks, different picks, and we'll see what happens next. Next weekend, we got Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis for the championship belt of the middleweight division. So that should be a good one next weekend. I'm going to try to get that video out quicker than this one. I know I've been kind of bad on my timing of uploading. Still trying to get in the flow of things, but, you got to just start something before you can perfect it. That's my problem. I try to be a perfectionist, get things dialed, but I feel like it's getting better. I'm getting on it. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.